Hey there, welcome to this video. This is Sherry Rothwell, and I am finishing up this series on why willpower doesn't work. And basically what we've been doing for the past 4 videos, this is video number 5 in this series, we're going through what Ben Hardy outlines and makes distinctions around in terms of what it is that you might be relying, or why you might be relying on willpower. So I'm just going to, before I get into the final aspect of why you would be relying on willpower to lose weight or to make any sort of change that you want in your life that you've been struggling with, I'm going to actually just give you run you through the ones that I covered first. So you'd like back to the other videos and on my Facebook page here, Delish Diet. And I go into more depth about each one of these things, but I'm just going to give us a little review before we go into the final reason why you might be relying on willpower and how you need to change this so that you can actually start moving towards your goals and not have to rely on willpower. So first of all, it's not knowing what you want and being internally conflicted. So if you haven't made a decision, you are in a place where you are holding a couple things in mind that are opposing one another. And that's kind of keeping you in this place of not actually making the, what we're going to cover today, actually, which is the internal and external shifts that are required in order to move forward and not have to use willpower. And why is this important? Because willpower runs out. And if you've ever gone on a diet before, that's what happens, right? You get just enough self-discipline to get started, and then you rely on willpower, and then that runs out, and then you quit and you go off track. You go back to what you were doing before. You gain all the weight back and more. And then you wait for the next diet to try, right? You have to get up that, not even courage. I don't even think it takes courage to go on a diet, really. But just I don't know, it's not even, I don't even know why the word won't come to me, but courage, no, the motivation. There we go. That's what it is. The motivation to start again, right? But we all know how this is going to turn out again, over and over and over. And basically that's why I'm here, to share with you how I lost 12 dress sizes over the last 5 years and have kept it off. And really everything that I'm sharing with you that Ben outlines in his book, I did pretty much unconsciously. And I love, though, that people do research on this and show that actually these things do need to shift in your life in order to make permanent changes, and write an entire book around it, right? It's awesome. I think you should get it. So anyhow, so you have 2 things in mind that are canceling each other out. And this is the reason why you're not able to make a decision. Once the decision is made, you literally have to cut off from the thing that's of a lower nature that you're holding on to. So it may be that you love to eat sugar, but you also would like to be healthy and attain your ideal weight. And those 2 things, when they are both present for you and you haven't made a decision that is in favor of doing what it takes to be healthy and attain your ideal weight, you're going to be struggling with willpower, because somewhere in your mind, you're planning to go back to eating that sugar. So you have to actually make a decision to give up something of a lower value, which is the sugar addiction, for a life of high, steady energy and health and having the body that you desire. So the second part is that, so these are 4 reasons why Ben Hardy outlines in his book called Willpower Doesn't Work, that are the reasons why you're using willpower. So the second one is your desire, or your why for the goals, isn't strong enough. So you haven't come up with something that's going to motivate you when the going gets tough, because essentially we all face struggles and obstacles, and we have to actually have something in place to help us to overcome that when we get there. And that is getting a really, really strong, clear why that is internally motivated, not externally motivated. It has to come from within you. So in a prior video, I went more into detail about that. Number 3 is that you haven't invested in yourself or your dreams. So you haven't invested time, money, or energy into the transformation. You haven't bet on yourself. Like, you haven't been willing to put it all on the table, all on the line, right? And that is one of the reasons why you're having to use willpower, because this is also showing that you haven't made a decision. That's why you haven't been willing to do this, to bet on yourself. You're still in the place of believing that you probably can't do it, it won't work, or whatever, right? We all have our different reasons for why we are afraid to get started, okay? Afraid to cut ourselves off from a lower way of being, because maybe we feel, for example, like if you're addicted to sugar, that your life will have no sweetness. If you cut all sugar out, what will be your pleasure, right? But of course, that's a sign that there's more, a more well-rounded life experience is actually being called for. So at the level of root cause, you might think that, you need more willpower to get off sugar, but maybe actually what you need to do is sweeten your life up in some other way, so that you don't rely on sugar to have a sweet life. Okay, so here's the fourth thing. The fourth thing is what we're going to be chatting about in this video today. This is the fourth reason why you're relying on willpower to achieve your goal, whether that's weight loss or something else in your life. And as you have not changed your environment. The environment that you're living in is not a match to the goal. So that can be two types of environments. It's your internal environment, so what's going on in your mind, and then there's the external environment, what's going on in your surroundings. And this is very, very crucial, because if you haven't changed your environment, you are going to 100% have to rely on willpower, because basically everything in your environment is yelling and screaming at you to go back to your old way, to, eat the white sugar. If you have like ice cream in the fridge, okay, and your goal is to lose weight and you love ice cream, you are going to have to use willpower to not eat that ice cream. Okay, so you want to change your environment to support the goal. Now, a lot of people think that in order to achieve and maintain their weight, they're going to have to give up all of their pleasures forever, right? All of the rich, creamy, sweet comfort foods that we love. That is not the case, but you need the knowledge to know how to change your environment so that it supports what you want to do. So in two ways. One is you can either first of all, you have to get rid of it. You have to get rid of that ice cream, okay? The one that has sugar in it. You need to actually change up what you're doing so that you can have, for this to be sustainable, you want to have something in its place that's just as good. Okay. So you might want it to be now, ice cream that doesn't have sugar in it, or you want to have also maybe ice cream that doesn't even have dairy in it, right? If you react to dairy, then that's going to be inflammatory and stall your weight loss goals. So does it mean that you have to get ice cream out of your life forever? No, it does not. But you do need to get that kind of ice cream out of your home. You may, 6 weeks from now, 6 months from now, go to a commercial, once you've gotten some results, then you may go to a regular ice cream shop and have an ice cream cone for the pleasure of going out for that experience or having it with your friends and family. But if you want to actually maintain your results, you can't have that in your fridge. Okay, if it's still in your fridge, if your kitchen is still full of foods that are temptations to you and they're not healthy for you and they will cause you to gain weight, you haven't decided. You're planning by virtue of what you have set up in place. You're showing that your expectation is to fail, or your expectation is to have an illogical thought, which is that you somehow could go back to your old way of eating and maintain that weight, which is not possible. Okay. So you have to actually get it out of your kitchen. But who wants to live a life where they can't have ice cream in the fridge if they want it? Not many people want that, which is why they have these ideas, these illogical ideas, like they can go back to their old way, because we don't want to believe it, right? We want to believe in a fairy tale that we can, go back to our old way of eating and stay skinny. Not going to happen. So what do you need to do about that external thing in your environment to make it so that you can have it and still let go of the weight? Well, you make ice cream that has no sugar in it or no dairy in it. And you make it yourself. at home and you put it in your fridge. So when you have a craving for ice cream, there it is. Okay. That is going to take it's self-discipline, right? To set the time aside, to get back to point number 3, which is investing time, money, and energy into the result that you want to have. So you can't have, this idea that you're not going to do any food prep and you're going to also have all these amazing options of, sweet, rich, creamy comfort foods that you can eat and still lose weight. You can, but you're going to have to make them, right? Until somebody creates an ice cream that's a match to your chosen path, that's not going to be reality unless you make it yourself. So it's just like accepting that. And accepting that you're going to have to make changes permanently in your life and in your environment to maintain those results. It's probably not even a good idea to get started until you are ready to make that decision, ready to be the person who either doesn't have that in their kitchen or is willing to be the person who's willing to make the ice cream from scratch. So I'm going to give you a quick little hint of something you can do if you happen to love ice cream and you would like to have some in your fridge that is super nutritious, nutrient dense, and will not cause you to gain weight. And you can still have your pleasure. And that is to go to the Bullet Coffee blog, and there's a Bullet ice cream recipe. And it's literally made with eggs and MCT oil, no dairy, and it's sweetened with erythritol and stevia. So this is going to be a nourishing whole food snack for you, literally in your fridge. Okay, you can put it or have it for dessert, and you're not going to be stimulating insulin and causing weight gain. So insulin is a fat storage hormone. That's how that fits into it. We don't have time to go into the physiology of weight loss at this point. We're talking about the environment, what to do. So I've given you exactly where to go to get a recipe to make your own homemade ice cream that is not going to cause you to gain weight. It's going to be super nutrient dense because it has a lot of eggs in it. And it also has chocolate, which is one of the top 4 nutrient dense foods on the planet. Okay. You just need to know these things. So that's part of changing your internal environment. Are you willing to learn what you need to learn to change your lifestyle permanently? You have to actually, show up to what's available to you, right? You can't just sit back and have the same mindset and the same beliefs and the same knowledge and expect anything to change. Okay. So it's changing. When you work on the internal environment, you're changing your paradigm. Once your paradigm is shifted, you don't need willpower anymore. When you're still relying on willpower, it means that you're coming from the same mindset. And you're, like I said earlier, it's a little bit of a fairy tale land to believe that you can lose weight really quickly using a fad diet and go back to your old way and maintain those results. So changing your internal and external environment are key to maintaining your results and not having to use willpower to do that. So I invite you to come back if you're seeing this on a different page on Facebook, my personal page or one of my groups, to come to the Delish Diet homepage and click on videos. There's a lot of different videos there. Go to the video about the 4 keys that you need to put into place for success with weight loss. Okay, that's that your weight loss is natural, sustainable, pleasurable, and permanent. And in that one video, I'm going to give you the overview of how you can lose weight without giving up the rich, creamy, sweet comfort foods you love, and get more healthier than you've ever been. And as a result of that, lose weight permanently. And if you're interested in learning more with me beyond the Facebook groups that I offer, you can get into those for free and keep learning, or just like the page and follow along with these videos that I do on a daily basis. But if you want more personalized attention, message me here on Facebook, and we'll get on the phone and we will chat about your unique situation and see which program is the best match for what you need next. All right. Thanks for watching. See you again. Bye for now.